Who do we have here?
Oh, hey everybody. I Ohio gozaimasu. Almost said hello in Korean.
Who's this Japanese, Korean,
Um,
Mexican, Chinese guy?
Hi. I am dressed up as a manga / anime character nicknamed Tatsu from the manga anime The Way of the House Husband. Yeah, former Yakuza who is a house husband. That's it. That's me.
Hi.
What are you dressed up as?
I'm dressed up as an alien. Just kidding. No. I'm a Johnny Leg Strong.
Johnny, is that your astronaut name?
Yeah, it's my astronaut name.
Oh, what are you dressed up as?
I'm a samurai. I forgot my sword though.
Oh,
Dang.
I should have used the one from last time. Remember the ones that I used?
Yeah.
Scared Johnny with. Hey everybody, welcome. This is a Halloween special.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the sound.
What?
I was like, Christmas has bells. Like, what does Halloween have?
Oohing.
Oohing.
Ooh. Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
All
put the Goosebumps theme.
Is it?
I don't know.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
I thought that was Ghostbusters.
No, that's dun 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 dun. Something like that.
Okay, so what's Goosebumps?
Yeah, dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
What about geese?
Like the
Geese?
birds?
Yeah.
What
They all sound very similar.
What does a kangaroo sound like?
Boing, boing, boing.
It just makes that noise out of its mouth.
Makes sense. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about Halloween because in the spirit of Halloween that I didn't grow up celebrating, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That sounds like
It's like the fact that neither of us celebrated Halloween, but we're talking about Halloween.
make it 3 of us. That's everyone
All
in
right,
this
everyone
room.
here.
But why though?
My parents probably just didn't want to go out
Oh,
for a long time because there was a lot of kids, and then probably like religious stuff a little bit later, like towards the end
Okay.
of high school. We started doing stuff a little bit, but it was just like trunk or treats instead of
okay.
real. Yeah,
What's a trunk or treat?
like instead of going to a house, you go to a car trunk in a church
That
parking
sounds
lot.
very sketchy.
No, so it's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
I was going to say, go to someone's trunk.
no, so in like parking lots
Uh-huh.
of churches,
Yeah.
like people will decorate their trunks. And so it's like, they'll go to each car and be like, oh, like look at this theme or whatever. And like they
Yeah.
pass out candy. So instead of like being in a neighborhood with houses, it's just like in a
Go to
parking lot with
cars.
cars.
I want to go to a lowrider one.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds
Dude.
cool.
All the
Down for
lowriders.
that. Yeah.
That'd
Or
be cool.
like a Cybertruck or something. That thing probably has a huge
Oh
trunk.
no, that's
No.
already scary itself.
Yeah. It's a little scary.
But how come you didn't celebrate it? Or celebrate it?
It was I don't think my family wanted people to walk up to their door, so they would shut all the lights off. And it makes it clear to everybody that, okay, this is not a house that's going to hand out candy.
Okay.
Part of it probably religious and like just the fact that you're kind of like celebrating. I don't know if you're celebrating, but you're like partaking with spirits and evils and demons. I don't know. Is that what Halloween's about? I think it was free candy. That's what it was to me.
Yeah. For me, it was religious reasons because I am pagan. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
I thought you'd be like celebrated.
I know,
You
right?
were pagan.
No, it's just, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's what it started out to be. And I think as I got older,
Yeah.
it was just kind of like, dude, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, I just never did it out of pure laziness.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to dress up.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
fun. I did do it a few times with my friends in like middle school where we would just go around and go to the neighborhoods that would hand out the big candy bars.
Oh.
That was the way to go.
Okay.
I remember one time, like all my cousins were at our house. I don't know what it was for, but it was during Halloween,
Yeah.
and like we weren't supposed to be trick or treating, but we did it anyways. And then we had all our candy, and then we heard our parents talking like, "Oh, like they're hiding razors and drugs in the candy to get you."
It's a possibility.
And then since we were all kids, we're like, "Oh no, this is bad. Then we shouldn't have done this."
Yeah.
Threw away all our candy.
You didn't sort through the
God.
candy?
Got us. No.
But have you you guys heard the argument of like people lacing the candy with like drugs or something?
I'm
like
sure
that?
there's crazy people out there.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, and I think if someone had said this and I was like, oh, this is true. It's like, why would you spend all that money on drugs just to lace it to give to little kids? I feel like that's a waste.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna have to come back next year for more.
Yeah, so it's like
I'm gonna get them hooked at
exactly.
a very young age.
Like
you don't
like,
even need the drugs. Like
I don't know.
Like if I were to I don't know, put some cocaine in some candy, like I feel like
I just wouldn't come back to that house. Like
it's a waste.
Yeah. Maybe it's just I never had that fear as a kid. I don't know. I don't think my parents did either. They didn't really think about like how dangerous people could be.
Yeah.
But times have changed.
Everyone's out to get you now.
So it seems. Anytime you walk out your door, you're in danger. I don't know.
But I mean, even if you stay home and like,
oh yeah, they're coming to your doors too.
Well, what I mean is like, even if you just like use a computer or like your phone, like they're still gonna get you anyway.
Someone's always out to get you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like if you use like
fear.
any sort of social media, it's like someone's gonna find you.
True.
Yeah, true. That is the spirit of the season. So I mean, it's technically like this should be the month where everyone's like, all right, I'm scared of everybody now.
Yeah, we should be scared. That's
I'm gonna start putting up like pictures of immigrants and I don't know what else on my door around my house.
Immigrants here.
I'm gonna go down to Home Depot and tell some guys to just hang out in front of my house.
You're gonna hire them?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? Is that like, so one time Katie and I went to Home Depot, and then I don't know if I talked about this, but like, I don't know if I said something or she just like saw like all of the guys there, or I was just like, oh, I'm gonna hire myself a Mexican. But like, she was just like, why is there like all these people here? It's like, oh, because they wait for people to come out and hire them to do work. And she thought I was, well, I don't know if she thought I was joking, but like she was just like, what the heck? But I mean, like she grew up in like, a nicer neighborhood, so
yeah.
But
they don't. You're telling me there's no people hanging around the Home Depots in nicer neighborhoods? Or did she just not go to a lot of Home Depots?
I think where she lives, it's not even Home Depot. I think it's like Lowe's. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I've never gone to Home Depot where her parents are from, so it's like, yeah.
Maybe there's not Mexicans looking for work in her area.
I don't think I've ever seen like guys kind of hang around the Lowe's either. Like that's like
I don't think
that's a Home Depot thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we just call them amigos.
Amigos.
That's
Amigo.
Sorta, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. But we love people.
Course.
Yeah. We love everyone here.
If you need the extra hand to help you move,
right?
Just hire somebody for like $100 for the day, give them water and
Maybe some pizza and hope they're not lactose intolerant.
Damn, $100?
I don't know. It depends on what you're trying to have them help you with.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. I wouldn't undercut them.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Give them the proper wage.
Yeah. The point of the story is
that's scary.
For some people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for some people. What I was going to say was if you need a helping hand, go to Home Depot. There's a bunch of guys there ready to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spook your neighbors too at the same time. Yeah.
Do you guys have any I know we didn't really celebrate Halloween, but is there like any really bad or I guess good Halloween stories? I don't know. I can only think of one good one for me, but I can't think of a bad one because I didn't really celebrate it. But
I've always had good memories with Halloween. It's always just like a fun evening. It's always gonna be a fun evening. Like you're gonna be out, and it's like okay to be out, whether it's like doing stuff with the church because they're trying to encourage people to not go trick or treating. They'll host something like the trunk or treat or something. That's like a fun thing, right?
Yeah.
Or just being out with your friends and trying to score as much candy as you can at the houses and like going through your candy and trading candy. I think it's always a fun time. Yeah. So that's a positive.
Okay. That's good.
Or just watching scary movies.
I don't like scary movies.
Oh, you don't like scary
movies? I don't do
Halloween movies? No.
You don't do scary movies?
I don't like, no. I mean, I can do like scary movie, like the series, like the comedy ones.
But scary movies.
I don't like anything that's horror.
What counts as horror to you?
Like Friday 13,
Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a very wide range of Halloween scary movies.
The Grudge, like just anything that's horror.
Like I would count Get Out as a horror movie.
That's suspense.
Or no, but I guess
counts. Maybe thriller.
Yeah.
Does it?
I would count it
as horror.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Have you seen Get Out?
No, is that the
Jordan Peele one? Yeah, it's
one?
the first one that he made.
Yeah, it's probably more like a psychological thriller horror.
Yeah, I wouldn't
say that's in the spirit of the season.
It's true. I think if the film is taking place during the Halloween season, then it's a Halloween movie.
So it's like orange leaves in the background. That counts.
I guess, yeah. Or it's like
Halloween. I think that one takes place in the summer. So
okay,
yeah,
then it's not a Halloween movie.
No, I'm sure. I think the stabbing movies take place in the summer too. Why are the kids out at the lake? You know.
Fair point.
I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying, but I don't consider it to be
in the spirit of Halloween.
I mean, no. What I'm saying is like I understand it can be, but I don't think the movie itself would be considered horror. I think it's suspense / thriller.
All right.
Thriller, yeah.
I've never seen it, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah, so I'm talking like anything that was just like, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like this, like Saw, like people killing people like that. I would probably consider it to be horror, or like anything that's like demons, like possession, stuff like that.
Okay. You know a lot about horror films, even though you don't like them.
Well, because I'm trying to avoid them.
That's
why I gotta know what's going on.
Know your enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
I just tend to avoid anything too gory. I'm just uncomfortable with that.
So no Passion of the Christ.
I don't remember the gore.
Oh, it's pretty bad, dude.
Is it?
It's graphic.
It's graphic.
It's graphic, but it's not gory.
Okay, what about
people's guts aren't everywhere?
Oh, like zombie movies.
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, you know what? I will watch Train to Busan though.
All right.
Is that a scary movie?
I don't really consider it horror though. I mean, I guess
Isn't Parasite also kind of considered like?
I would consider that
horror?
To be suspense / I don't think it's horror.
Okay.
Maybe we need to find the definition of that. But no, Parasite is probably like suspense / thriller. But that's like the second half. The first half is like pretty chill.
If you guys want to watch something horror, I guess I don't even know if it counts, but it doesn't have too much gore, but it still has a little bit. But it's like tasteful. Is Pearl? It's a movie called Pearl. It's about this farm girl that's trying to get away, like to the big city, and it just kind of like you just follow her little story in like her attempt to escape her home. It's pretty it's a good movie.
But what keeps her from escaping her home?
You gotta watch it and find out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Are there jump scares?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, kinda, not really.
Okay.
Like, do you consider like a bucket falling like a jump scare?
If it's quiet and you suddenly hear a bucket fall, that's definitely gonna make you jump.
All right. So maybe it's got a couple.
Yeah, it's got some moments.
Oh, wait, have you guys seen Quiet Place? I haven't seen it. But like, is that considered horror? Or is that like a suspense thriller?
It's a monster movie. Right?
I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know.
It's got monsters in it.
So
it's all about the monsters.
But is that considered
like Godzilla?
Yeah, but that's not horror.
Godzilla, Quiet Place, Cloverfield.
Those aren't horror.
Those are monster movies.
Yeah, but that's like what? Suspense?
Probably suspense.
I
think horror is more like the
blood
gore
and
demons. Like your freaking mass murderer.
Yeah.
Kind of like violent kind of, I don't know, psychopath person.
Oh, you know what's one movie that I saw? I didn't watch it, but like it was like one of those like I change it when it was like something scary was happening, and then I change it back after a while. But it was the one where it was like the toys that kill people.
I don't know.
I forgot the name of it, but there's a movie that was like I think
I don't remember. Yeah.
There's like I think there's two of them, but there's like toys that like would actually kill people, and I was like but then I was also like interested, but then I like would change it and stuff. Also, Children of the Corn kind of also freaked me out too.
Children of the Corn?
Yeah, you never heard of that?
I've heard of it.
Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm. I never felt like watching it. I think I tried once. No, you know what? I think I have watched it. It was cheesy. I remember it being kind of cheesy.
It was just like the OG. But I was a little kid though.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, when you're a little kid.
Like scary, you know, black and white, and you see these little kids just staring at you, and they're all from a cornfield.
What's the scariest scary movie that you can think of?
That I've watched?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know if it's the scariest one that I've seen, but it's the one that like I remember seeing recently. because we had to watch it for class, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's a Korean movie called The Wailing.
Oh, I feel like I've heard of that.
And it's about like demon possession. Yeah. And that was like, that wasn't necessarily scary, but it was like that suspense of like, you know, kind of, it's really quiet. And then like, you know, someone's doing something and you're just like, you know?
Yeah.
But that one wasn't like, that one, it was still intense, right? But it wasn't like anyone killing anyone. One. It was like a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And when you see the demon, you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's the ones that really mess with me. Because like sometimes they'll pop up in your dreams because like you saw them in a movie and it's like, dude, they'll just haunt you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like for any scary movie, you have to like include your age.
What do you mean?
Like if you think a movie's really scary, you have to include like the age you were when you thought it was scary.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Because I saw The Ring like at 10 years old.
Oh yeah.
And that gets you, you know.
Like, I hear. Sounds pretty brutal.
It was fun. I can't find that. It's not happening again for me, I think.
Oh, you wouldn't watch it again?
No, I would watch it. I think I tried to watch it. I just got bored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'd have to travel back in time and unwatch it and then watch it again as a 10-year-old to feel that same level of fear.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys like looking at houses during Halloween? The decorations that people do?
Oh. I don't go out of my way.
Yeah. You actually don't go to, because there's like houses that'll like, or neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They'll straight up go all out. Yeah. And then they'll do like haunted mazes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
have you seen those too? Oh, dude.
Yeah, people go. Yeah, no, I've never made it out of my way to look, but I mean,
does your neighborhood do that? Your neighborhoods, do they?
No,
they don't do any sort of. Oh,
yeah, no, not really.
I really do like to see the effort that's put in from those houses. So sometimes like I would drive through them, but then there's so many kids that sometimes it's annoying. Like trying to avoid.
You're that creepy car from like the Halloween movies, just driving through the neighborhood.
No, there's like a train of cars driving through these neighborhoods because they're like actually like really well done.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's always this one house that does not participate, and I'm like, man, I wonder how that one neighbor feels.
True.
They probably feel pretty good about themselves.
They're probably like, yeah, I'm making a statement right now.
Yeah.
And I don't give in.
What peer pressure? Not even gonna put a pumpkin out.
Not even a pumpkin. Not even lights, dude.
I'm not even gonna let the leaves fall on my lawn. It's gonna look like summer here.
You're gonna be that house.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
That might be scarier than the Halloween houses.
Yeah. It's
like with the Halloween houses, you know what you're getting, you know?
True.
Oh, that's true.
With that house, you don't know who's in there and what they think.
Ooh.
You know what?
That's
like,
true.
yeah, like they're probably like crazy.
Yeah.
Or they're like.
It's probably one of those guys that shoots through the door before he answers it.
It's probably a Trump supporter.
There you
go. Maybe.
Just kidding.
I don't know, some sort of.
Nah, I'm just kidding, people. No, I'm not. Anyway.
But you know what's weird too? Like you'll see houses that aren't even really scary. They're just like decked out in Disney stuff. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
I have
Halloween
not seen
themed.
It's not, yeah, like what is, you know, like it's a themed. It's not like they don't even have a pumpkin out. It's just like,
yeah,
it almost looks like a set from Disney. Like they'll have like,
they're like these kind of work for Christmas and Halloween.
I know, right? Skipping Thanksgiving completely.
Yeah,
yeah.
That kind of reminded me of so at my former workplace there was a Halloween costume contest. And so I dressed up as Deadpool, dressed up as Bob Ross. So it's literally me in a Deadpool mask with like a Bob Ross like outfit because in one of the trailers he's dressed up as Bob Ross. And so I did that and I'm like, all right, like, you know, I may not win first place, but maybe I might like win some hearts, right? The judges did not get what I was dressed up as because they were like older.
Yeah. They didn't know who Deadpool was?
They were older white guys, and they're just like, oh, so like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, I'm Deadpool dressed up as Bob Ross. And they're just like, all right. And I'm like, all right, well, okay then.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah, wrong crowd. And then the person that ended up winning was, she doesn't work there anymore, but she was like literally Halloween herself, but she was just wearing a Halloween themed dress.
Oh, like with pumpkins on it?
Yeah, so it was like purple and orange and black and like, you know, bats. And so she was like Halloween.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's not even a costume.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. Maybe it's because she was hot. I don't know. But it's like.
What the?
So, like, they were just like, oh, like she's attractive. So
there was a bunch of pervy old men judging the contest?
Probably. I don't know. But I was like, dude, mine was like probably one of the more creative ones, dude. And I was, so I was like,
yeah, they probably just didn't get what you were.
Yeah. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. So.
That's a shame.
Okay. What other costumes were there?
One of my other coworkers dressed up as Freddy Krueger.
How did that not win?
I mean, because
even if you're old, I feel like you know that one.
Because it was a Freddy Krueger mask, so like a silicone mask with like the hand, like the glove and then the sweater, and that was it, and the hat. So it was like
that's all he is, though. He just.
I mean, yeah, but still, it was just kind of
so
like
there was no creativity in the sense that he didn't put his costume together. He kind of just
guess. I don't
He just
know.
what he had at home.
No, but the thing is, like, I don't think she made her costume. I don't remember, but I think like it was like literally a dress of like Halloween themed, but it wasn't like.
Were there prizes for this? I'm kind of.
It was like I think it was like $100 bucks for like
somebody got paid off.
A gift card. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why I'm like, dude. They probably. I mean, I don't care that much, but I was just like,
or she was their boss or something.
No. I've never seen these guys before, so they were just probably just like these random people. But she was like one of like the assistants or something like that, and I was like, all right, fine. I would have let her win too, I guess.
Like she's the one who put it all together.
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna make myself win.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't her. No, it was someone else.
Okay.
But I was like, dude, I put thought into this. I also bought blue Crocs because in the movie he like uses blue Crocs.
Which movie was it?
Deadpool 2.
Okay.
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Wolverine one?
It's because I wanted Katie to watch all of X-Men to get to it. Yeah, but then I was like,
you don't need to watch all of it though, right? You just have to kind of watch the Wolverine ones.
Like, if anything, like the X-Men characters that do show up are like the ones that you haven't seen. Like the Blade, in case anyone hasn't seen it, and I totally spoiled for them.
Like me?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I saw pictures on Instagram and Reddit, so I know the cameos that show up. So I know, but it's still like having to explain it is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever. I'm not bitter about the Halloween contest. I don't care, dude. But this year, my coworkers, because I don't work there anymore, so they were telling me that. I guess this year they had 3 prizes, and first place was $1,000 for best dress, right? And so all of the guys like got dressed, and then one of my other coworkers was like, "Oh yeah," like because she was gonna dress up as Daphne, I think, or I Love Lucy, Lucy Ball, yeah, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they canceled it," but no one told the guys.
So they came to work.
So they came to work all dressed up, and. Yeah, like it wasn't even happening. And it's not that they canceled it. It's that they made the mistake of promoting it at the wrong place. Because it's like one big company and they have multiple buildings. And so the first prize of $1,000 was for like the biggest building and not for this little one. And so they never told. So they all dressed up. I mean, they still look cool though, but still just like, damn, dude.
They weren't going to get like rewarded or anything.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, that's really scary.
Yeah, I feel like someone could have put in like $500 to try to like outdo everybody.
Yeah,
and like I'll still come out on top, and then they just like no, like it's not even happening.
Yeah, this is like this event wasn't for you guys. Damn, dude, can you imagine just being an afterthought? That's scary, dude.
Yeah,
not being thought of.
Imagine that kind of world.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Where someone didn't even recognize your face after you've been on a podcast for like 2 months.
Impossible. Everyone knows who I am.
That's terrifying.
Oh wait, maybe that's scary too, where everyone knows who you are.
That might be worse, actually.
Yeah, it's probably better if no one knows you.
That's
being anonymous is great.
That's like the plot of one of the new Nicolas Cage movies, is that everybody dreams about him, so everybody knows him and recognizes him.
Dang. You couldn't get anything done or go anywhere.
Yeah, that's scary, dude.
That's basically how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. No one knowing who you are is depressing. But everyone knowing who you are
is equally depressing.
Is I mean, it depends on what they know you for, you know? Like there's a difference between being known as Kendrick versus being known as P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so it's like I'd rather be known for good stuff. Anyway.
Like an honorable reason or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. It still feels like it's inconvenient to constantly be recognized and
that's true.
Have no
privacy
or
spooky.
I think I asked this question right about the best Halloween or worst Halloween memory or something.
Yeah.
So there's one that before I forget, one that I thought of was I was studying abroad in Hong Kong, and I dressed up as Robin. Yeah, I just don't remember which Robin. I think not the first one. Second Robin.
Or little green underwear Robin?
No, not Dick Grayson. So Jason Todd, I think.
Oh, okay.
or maybe was it Tim Drake? Anyway, one of the Robins. It wasn't the first Robin. And I dressed up as Robin, and there was like, I guess like this club that was like hosting like a Halloween party, and we were supposed to go in, but then there was like too many people because we went too late, and so we're just like, forget that. We'll just walk around downtown. And then some random kid came up to me, and he's like, in Cantonese, he's like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And so I like post with this kid where like, you know, the mom is taking a picture, and then I guess other kids saw, and they all started lining up. And
Did they think you were a celebrity or something?
I don't know. It was like, but it's not like I was the only one in my group with a costume, but yet all of them wanted to take a picture with me.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. So I just started taking pictures of the kids. I was like, all right. And so
was your costume pretty spot on for what it was?
Dude, it was just like one of those, like just the onesie of like the Robin costume.
Yeah.
And like, so it was like, that's why I was like, oh, it wasn't like the most spectacular one. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Like they don't have a Vegas out there, right? Well, they kind of do.
In China?
Yeah.
Well, that's Macau. That's the Las Vegas of the East.
Yeah.
Do you think like people in China celebrate Halloween, or is that just an American?
No, I think their life is already a nightmare. I'm just kidding.
They're all in the Temu factory.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Dang, that's probably why they're like.
Well, maybe
wow,
like
this guy looks like. Why is he dressed up?
But that's what I'm saying though.
Crazy?
Is that other people were dressed up? It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like, I think they do it because it's like fun or whatever. But I don't think it's like. It's. I mean, they do it because it's what?
I don't do it because it's like a thing.
Oh no! What I mean is like I think they would do it because it's like a Western thing. So it's like to like play along with it rather than like, you know.
It's actually embedded in their culture.
Yeah, like it's just kind of like, oh, like they're doing it, I guess we'll do it. You know,
like if I decided to like celebrate like the Lunar New Year, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But we do celebrate that though.
I don't. Not me.
It's not like a holiday in America.
Yeah.
Well, it should be. It should be.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah.
Or like if they celebrated 4th of July in China.
There you go.
America, our enemy.
Independence Day.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Nice.
Yeah, Tony is sitting in a what looks like a very uncomfortable position. So if you guys are listening or watching, I want you guys to give a round of applause to Tony right now.
Thank you.
Snaps.
Thank you.
Finger snaps.
Yep. I appreciate the applause.
Yep. So welcome back, guys. Poltergeist is a very interesting movie that I've never watched.
What kind of ghost do you think you would come back as?
Okay.
Ghost of yourself?
Yeah. Like, what's your ghost version like? What are you doing as a ghost?
Huh. I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought of that question.
Would you be the type to, like, go into someone's house and then knock stuff over and then give them a paranormal existence?
I think, like, I don't know how long ghosts live, but I'd probably spend some amount of time doing that for a bit.
Just because you're bored.
Yeah. Like,
Would you, like, walk through walls?
Oh, of course, all the time.
Yeah.
I think at first I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to use doors. I'm a ghost that uses doors so I don't bother anybody.
Yeah.
But I think after, like, a couple hundred years, I'd be like, I'm just going to go through this wall. I don't know what's on the other side. I might knock it over, but it's fine because I got places to be, you know? I gotta float to, like, another house with another ghost and hang out for a bit.
But what's your, like, objective, though?
You're a ghost. I don't know, just, like, kind of watch.
What are you watching? Keeping watch of?
People living their life. Like, it's like, instead of, like, watching, like, animes and stuff, I just watch people live their lives.
That's
like
true.
a really
reality
long,
TV.
Yeah. As raw as it gets.
Yeah. Uncut footage.
Damn.
I go hang out with other ghosts that are, like, watching other people.
Yeah, would you go look for other ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want to be alone.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to be a lonely ghost.
A loner.
Yeah. We'll do, like, massive pranks on people.
Massive pranks.
Yeah. You haven't heard about, like, that one town like in like, I don't know, like 1800s or something, that everybody just started dancing like in the city, like they started losing their minds.
Oh yes, and no one knows why.
Yeah.
Wait,
yes, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So I just know it started off with a lady that she was like just dancing uncontrollably, and then like people started following along.
Yeah.
But no one knows why.
What kind of dance was it?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is called the dancing. They might have just been like spazzing out.
Yeah, but it was like no one knows it. But I forgot where I saw that. Or was it you?
It's all over the place.
Was it like possession? Is
they
that
probably
the belief?
thought that. They probably
Like-
thought it. Yeah.
Or like something like
It was around that time, you know, when everyone's kind of gone witch crazy.
yeah, yeah,
1800s. Yeah, I think I saw it on
The
Reddit.
witch hunt.
I think I saw it on Reddit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be that kind of ghost. I'd be like, all right, guys, let's do this thing. I'm going to take this lady over, and then you guys just slowly join
So
in.
you can possess people? Wow.
I would try.
Hmm.
But it'd be like a good possession. I'd be like,
So-
all right, this guy really needs to get up for work right now.
I'm gonna help him get his life on track.
Yeah.
So you're possessing people, so that makes you. Are you more of a demon? Or are you more of a-
whatever it counts. If it's a helpful demon, like why would anyone really be against it? You know?
Yeah.
Wait, but if it's a helpful demon, wouldn't it be an angel?
No.
Oh, okay. Don't angels
That's
help?
true.
But do angels possess people?
I mean,
This is
doesn't the Holy Spirit go into?
Oh, that's kind of true. Yeah. No, but he doesn't control you like that.
But they call it the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. But I think that's different. That's more of like a support thing, like a whisper in your ear, like, "Hey, get out of bed." Where I'm more of like, "All right, we're getting out of bed."
Yeah. You have no choice.
Well, I mean, like if you're a person that didn't go to church and you see someone speaking in tongues because of the Holy Ghost, that's pretty scary. You know, people just like,
Right.
That's unusual.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
like-
what I'm saying.
the
You
line-
probably
they
think
didn't
they're
find
like
line.
a crackhead or something.
I probably would. I wouldn't make people look like that. I wouldn't make them look bad. Not right away.
Yeah. You don't want to make them
Maybe-
look crazy.
Like 400 or 500 years down the line, I get bored. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just make a left turn from where I'm at right now. Just veer off course, cause a little mayhem, and just get out of my system.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
I've never had an experience with the ghosts, so I don't think I
Okay.
could say I believe in them.
Oscar.
I don't know, because I mean, like the whole fourth dimension thing, you know,
What is that?
like ghosts or like spirits and stuff.
Okay.
I think it's definitely possible. I don't see why not. Because I mean, like the way how I think about it, it's from like a scientific perspective. So it's like for 2D, right? Like we can see a drawing. They know like it exists like in its own thing, right? We can see that. But then fourth dimension, it's like, well, we can't see it, but they can see us. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
That's what it is?
I don't know.
Fourth dimension?
Yeah.
When we die, we go to the fourth dimension.
Yeah. Right? Isn't it fourth dimension?
I don't know.
I think it's fourth dimension.
I do not know.
Is there a fifth dimension?
Probably. I don't see
think
why
there's- I
not.
think there's a limited number of dimensions. I think there's like 16 or something like that.
16 dimensions?
Yo, that's crazy, dude.
I want to know what number 8 is.
Yeah. So I mean,
Okay. So
ghosts.
ghosts would
like,
exist on the fourth dimension.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Anyone can correct me on this, but yeah. If I believe in ghosts, I don't know. I mean, I definitely do think there's probably like things that we can't see that probably
It's probably
exist.
spirits.
Yeah, that exist, but
Yeah.
I'm not a ghost guy. I'm not a ghost guy.
You don't believe in any
I
supernatural.
think if there were ghosts floating around, we would have caught one by now and then put it to work. Like that's my thing. Like if you can make money off of something, you do it.
You'll capitalize on it.
Yeah.
but that's assuming that we can.
We have
see
the
and
technology
catch 'em.
Yeah.
to catch them.
If we can see them, we can catch them. Because we're catching them with our eyes. Like we're catching their light for a second.
Well, have you like seen like those photos where people like take a picture and there's like a random person in there? It's like, dude, that's the stuff that I'm like, yo, what are cameras seeing that we can't see?
Right.
A lot of stuff.
That's crazy, dude. That's some creepy pasta right
That's
there.
like one of their main jobs.
Yeah,
to
that's
see
like-
stuff we can't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got IR cameras. We got like those purple light cameras.
UV.
We got all kinds of
Ultra-
kinds of wavelengths we can't perceive.
yeah.
See, that's why I'm like, there has to be more than one dimension, because if there's things that we literally cannot see,
That's the
Like-
other dimension.
yeah, like wavelengths and stuff like that. So it's like,
No, but you can see evidence of those other dimensions here.
I know, but I'm talking about like actual.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You can
'Cause
see evidence of other dimensions.
If some 4D thing is moving through our 3D space, it casts a shadow here, and we can see that shadow.
Is there an example of that?
No.
Oh.
It does not happen.
Okay.
I've only seen it in computer simulations.
Okay.
Like they show like a different kind of shape, like projected onto our space, and it kind of like throbs, and like comes in and out of that one spot. It's pretty trippy. But yeah, I don't think this is.
But that's a simulation.
Yeah,
It's
of
not.
what it would look like if that happened.
I see.
Yeah,
I think this is more of like a scientific question over anything.
more about science.
Yeah.
But again, I'm saying like if that was a thing, we'd be able to see it. We'd be able to catch it to some extent. You know?
Yeah.
There'd be like signs. Like when you push your finger down on a piece of paper, that's 2D.
Yeah.
You're kind of crumpling it, you know?
Yeah.
Or you're kind of smudging wherever you're touching.
Yeah.
You're having an effect on that 2D plane.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you go through untouched. There's always like leftovers. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay. I see.
Like I don't think I'm gonna get smarter when I die. So I don't think I'm gonna come back through here like that.
Never thought about it.
About what? Like ghosts or? Oh,
No,
wait, what?
the fact that there's another dimension potentially.
Oh yeah, no, I think so. Well, because I mean, have you ever heard the stories of like you don't walk on the staircases in the middle of a forest? Have you heard the stories of?
Because they're not well kept.
No, but do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Okay, I don't know if this is just like people writing stories or like this is like legit. So there's a thing that if you're like if you're walking in a forest and you see like a random staircase, do not climb it because there's like belief that it's like you can walk into like another dimension or something like that. Because it's like and I'm not talking about like some like old beat up like staircase that was like made, you know, that like got destroyed. Like some of these are like pristine ones that's like this should not be here.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's people that have said that and that they would do that and like either they end up disappearing somehow and like no one ever hears from them again or like just basically something like that. So I don't know, like stuff happens in the forest that people like cannot
like a
explain.
jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's been instances of like a mother or like people saying that like their child just randomly like ran off with or like they're gone. Like there's a mom that said that she had 2 kids and then she turned around just for a second like to put something into her car. And when she turned around, like her like boy was gone. And then she's like, oh, where did so and so go? And then she like the daughter would be like, oh, like he went off with that man. And but it was like just instant, like just super quick.
Yeah.
And then like they would find like the body like sometime later. Like that there's stuff going on in like deep forests and stuff like that. So take that information whenever you want.
I wouldn't go into a forest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to camp in a forest.
Yeah, I'd be very careful with forests.
Yeah.
You heard of like the third man? What is it called? Just the third man when people are out like mountaineering and stuff. Like they'll kind of like start pushing themselves a little too hard, and they'll be like on the edge of like just messing up real bad, and like there'll just be another person there like all of a sudden that helps them out and tells them what to do and kind of guides them through. And then they come back and they're like, all right, who's that guy? And people are like, there's no one else up there. You were like the last guy coming down.
So it's a hallucination?
Yeah, pretty much.
I believe in that. You can start hallucinating.
And I think that's what a lot of that stuff is. People are just out there,
like
lost.
Yeah,
like they're like, oh my god, what do I do?
Hungry.
Yeah, and they're just freaking out. And that I think that's scarier. Like once you start seeing stuff, you're kind of screwed.
Didn't that happen to you when you were on your trip? Your backpacking.
Oh, I started started freaking out.
Yeah,
the thin air got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a little intense.
You're seeing stuff.
Yeah, I was looking for cougars and coyotes and like everything up there.
Yeah,
I was like freaking. I was like, what is that? What's that sound? It was just like the wind. Like nothing actually up there with me.
Right.
Because they're not hard to not see. You can see their eyes when they're out there.
Yeah.
So I would turn and look everywhere, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm fine. I'm just keep going. And then I just kind of like start talking to myself. Like, I guess my head was just trying to like keep me in it, so I would just make it like that last mile. You know? And I was pretty out of shape by then too, so I probably shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But I made it, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exciting.
But yeah, if you're getting messed with psychologically because of like your physical circumstance, dude, it's probably where all these scary stories come from.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I'll imagine you're like a peasant living in the 1600s.
Uh-huh.
You don't know nothing except there should not be something out here.
Yeah.
True.
I'd be like, that was Jesus out there guiding me through the forest.
That was Jesus.
Yeah. I heard a
That's
voice.
a valid explanation. Yeah.
I was telling Tony on the way down. Do you know who Michael Pollan is?
No.
So he's an author. I think he's an author, but I think he's a journalist.
Yeah, journalist first.
He like wrote a couple books about like psychedelics, and just like flowers and plants and stuff. And I think like he talks about like mushrooms and like coffee and stuff like that. I didn't go
mushrooms and coffee.
Well, just like as an example,
related, right?
As an example, like just kind of like things that have affected our world, like coffee, for example.
Yeah,
you know, because if you think about it, like coffee's a drug, right?
Yeah, we're all drugged up on caffeine.
He was talking about how some archaeologists found evidence of like a communion cup from like way back then, probably during biblical times, that they found DNA that is found in a certain type of, I think, mushroom or psychedelic. So basically their communion cups were spiked.
Yeah.
And
psychedelics. Some experience they have, like a higher power.
So I was joking with Tony that's like, oh, maybe that's where they, see all of this like, I don't know, supernatural stuff like, that goes on in church.
The things that are written in like Revelations.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like,
fire rain down from the sky. Four guys on horses came out of the clouds.
Spiked on drugs.
Yeah. That's what I've been wondering too, like how much of people's spiritual experiences that were documented and written were like from hallucinations and like psychedelics. Because they would, people would, I don't know, consume herbs and like random vegetation, and then like suddenly have these tripping experiences. Maybe they'll lick a frog and then be like,
oh,
DMT'd up or something.
Oh, my. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, like,
you never know, man.
I mean, we could try to break this down and like go into a church and be like, you guys, these are all just, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's just interesting to think about. It's like, what if there's an actual practical explanation for all this,
Do you know about the tribes?
Which ones?
Like their shamans are just like schizophrenic people. Yeah. Like they're just like, they're people that see stuff and weird things. And then the tribe goes like, all right, this is our guy. This is our leader. Shaman. Yeah. He's going to spiritually guide us because he can see something we can't.
But he's actually considered schizophrenic.
Yeah. Technically, he'd be.
Is that like a proven thing that like?
Yeah. It's like it's actively going on. I think I was listening to the radio about, I forgot what it was. It was a while ago, but they were talking about like, hey, like why don't these tribes have the same like homelessness problem that we have over here?
Yeah.
Like why do we have all these like mentally ill people running around the streets? And these tribes are like, they're fine, like how did they deal with it back then too?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's because they gave them like a space, like they weren't, like they wasn't the crazy guy. He was like, oh, that's the shaman.
Or that's Joe.
Yeah. He's on one right now, but he's seeing stuff. We're about to go to war and he's our guy right now.
We need Joe to direct this ship.
So basically they treated him instead of like a other, it was more of like.
They give him a space. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like, okay. I see what you mean.
They're like, all right, we need some rain. What do we do, Joe?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you got to throw these seeds over into that well. Yeah. And you got to count to 3 and you run really fast away from the well. And you run back and you spit in the well. And it's going to rain.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I think people who have, I don't know, mental illness get written off pretty often in Western culture. It's just part of it. There's no space for them here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with Tony about this on the way down. Like working in that industry for a couple years, and it's like.
Hey, what industry?
With mental health. Like people with like schizophrenia, dementia, severe anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
People basically on medication. It's can be very hard sometimes to just
see the way they're treated.
Yeah, well, not only that, but it's just like sometimes their family just, you know, and the youngest that we've worked with was like probably like 20s.
Yeah,
but they're all like, you know, 40s, 50s. But it's like a lot of these people, it's like, you know, they don't really have family here.
Fit anywhere in society either, huh?
Yeah, and they don't have family here. I mean, obviously, some are more, you know, functional than others. We consider, you know, like high functioning, but it's just like, yeah, some of them you're just like, dang, man, like it's, how did you get here? You know, like it's like really makes you wonder, like how people end up in the situation that they're in, and it's, you know, it's
a mystery.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably a lot of factors, but it's like it's just like what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is normal?
I think sometimes you need a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Again, imagine you put yourself back in the 1600s. You see a fish fall out of the sky. Like just a bunch of fish just on the ground, like it's raining, fish coming down, and everyone's like, "Oh, God did it." And then you have one guy that's like, "No, there was this big thing of water. I was over there.
There's a basin.
There's a big like a what do you call it? Like a tornado of water."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So something really outlandish.
Yeah, something crazy, and it launched it like 3 miles away from like the shore, and now we have fish all the way out here in the desert. Like,
yeah.
And that guy sounds crazy, you know. Like if you're back then, you're like, of course God did this. He loves us. He's giving us fish because we need it, and there's no rain.
This kind of reminds me of like Greek mythology because I think I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna talk about it again. So, but because one day I was just like talking to Katie about like some of the stories in like Greek mythology, and she's like, "Do you actually believe this?" And I was like, "No, it's just fun, right? Like there's just stories." But in one of the retellings, the author basically talks about that, like, even though all these things are probably not true, and like the reason why all of these stories are told is because maybe these are ways, like stories that people try to explain things that they couldn't explain.
Yeah.
Like, was Achilles really that, like, you know, was he really like half God? We don't know, you know, like, or was Hercules like really Zeus's son? Probably not. Maybe it was just like a guy that was like really strong and like really talented warrior. But you know, I don't think this person, you know, was given Hera's bow or Athena's bow to be able to like kill so and so. Maybe they're just really good marksmen, like, you know.
So they're just over exaggerations of people who have done fantastic things.
Probably. I mean, it's just a story, right? Like it's just like
yeah.
And also, Greek gods and goddesses had small genitals.
Good to know.
Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
It was actually one that I like read recently, and I was like, "Oh, interesting," because I was like, I forgot where I read it or heard it. I think it was on Reddit. I was like, "All right," but then like someone actually explained it that during Greco-Roman times, like it was seen as barbaric to have like a larger penis because it just meant that you were like uncivilized, and so if you had just like normal, then it's like, all right, then, you know, it's like you're like a Greek god or Roman god. And
you think that's how like they decided where to like let you into places?
I don't know.
They would lift up your loincloth to like, get out of here, you animal.
Yeah.
Rasputin.
You don't belong here.
But yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So, but I mean, take that information.
Maybe it's a cultural thing, you know?
Probably.
I
know I'd fit. I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about, Dick.
I know where I'd belong. I know where I'd belong. Mount
like,
Olympus.
You know, guys, I'm the most civilized person out here.
I'm the least endowed. So
what a flex.
That's funny.
Like, smaller than the king himself.
I'm joking, obviously.
How do we go from Halloween to...
Oh, because we started talking about psychedelics, I think, and like, I don't know.
It was spooky, spiritual, cultural.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was hilarious. That was funny.
Yeah. Be interesting to come up with, not come up, but like pull some stories that people have written regarding like their experiences out seeing another dimension or something. Evaluating it on a podcast next time.
If only we had more time.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Are we running out of time?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. But I don't know. But it's like, how much of that would we like
credibility wise.
Yeah. Like how
I don't know. That's true. I am a skeptic naturally, so I wouldn't be like. But I think it's fun to.
Yeah, I like the fun side of it. I like playing along.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what if that was true?
Yeah,
I just think it's interesting to like have new ways of thinking. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, oh, I didn't think of that. That's interesting.
Could have been Zeus. Zeus messed up my TV.
That small penis man.
He was probably walking through here and he bumped into my house, and now my TV doesn't work.
I just see static.
Let me go ahead and ask for a refund on this, because that's an act of a god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely do think that there's stuff out there that we cannot explain, you know.
That's certainly true. You don't know everything.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything that I need to know.
Oh, okay.
That you need to know.
That I need to know.
What about that you want to know?
I'm not in a hurry to find that out.
Okay. I'm going to say no for myself.
I'm going to take my time figuring it out so I don't get bored.
Mm.
Because the guy who knows everything, like, what's he got to do? You know, he knows the end of every TV show and the end of every book. Like, what's he got to look forward to, you know? He's just like, all right, I guess I'm done. Like, I guess that's it. I know everything.
Dude, that's kind of scary, though.
to know everything?
Ultimate knowledge.
No, to like, that there's nothing else you need to learn. Like, you've learned everything. That's kind of scary.
No, I haven't learned everything. I know everything I need to know.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, if you were, like, hypothetically speaking, if you were a person that knew everything, like, all of history and, like, things that, like, everything that goes on.
What would you do if you had that?
Well, let's say it's a curse.
Okay.
That you know everything. It's like, now you can, like, if you know everything, you can't know anything else anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to just wait for stuff to happen.
That sounds not that bad. I already kind of do that.
No, that sounds terrible.
I just kind of wait for stuff to happen. I do what I do, and then I'm like, all right, now I wait.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you were talking about is like, oh, like, you have, like, you don't. All right, never mind. Forget it. My mind is, I'm thinking out loud. Never mind. Forget it.
No, I think you still have to do the thing. Just because you know it's going to happen doesn't mean you can't not do it. You still have to go through the motions at the very least, or else what you know is not right. So you just be walking around like a regular guy, pretending you don't know when you do know. You just got to play your part. And I think that's the scary part. Like, whether or not you want to do that, you're going to have to.
Play your part.
Yeah. You don't get a choice to play your part. You just do it.
Do you guys ever, like, not say anything when someone doesn't know something, but you know it, but you don't want to say because you just
Depends on what it is. And if it's actually something that's like their misguidedness needs to be corrected, or if it's just like an opinion and it doesn't affect anybody or anything.
I feel like that there's, you kind of like be like, hey, wait up. And if they listen to that, then you can say more. And if they don't listen to that, I'm just like, all right, go ahead. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Why would you just be complacent and passive?
I don't know. I think there's like certain stuff that I know. I'm not saying it's like always completely true, but it's just like information, right? Or like knowledge. And like, there's just some stuff that like people don't know. And I'm like, why don't you know this?
What would something like that
And
be?
it could be like frustrating. Okay, there's something that I could say, but it has to do with my present life, so I'm probably not going to say it because I still see certain people pretty regularly, so I'm not going to say that. So like I just
wear in a costume, they don't know who you are.
Yeah, but the possibility of them watching this or hearing this is not. I don't want to take that risk. I don't know. Like, there's just stuff that I'm just like, why? Like, why do you not? You know, like, I don't know. I know I sound very vague right now, but it's like I'm trying to like articulate my thoughts, but I can't because
there's a frustration with people that don't try to learn a little more to make their lives easier. Yes.
That is a very simple way of putting it, but yes, that's exactly what I'm talking. Like, getting at. I just can't give an example.
Sure.
Because of my personal life, but yeah.
Huh. Can you make up an example? Like, an example about a car?
What?
Yeah. Like, let's say a car stops working. You're like, it's the engine. They're like, the cars don't have engines. Don't be dumb. It's electric.
See, it's pretty easy to prove someone in their misguidedness there.
Yeah, but sometimes some people don't want to listen.
Okay. I guess where I'm getting at, it's like
there's a lost cause if they don't want to listen.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm moving on from this, and you're on your own, buddy. I already told you what you need to know, and yeah.
Oh, that's a different level of. I guess where I'm getting at is like stuff that I know that I feel like other people should know, but I don't tell them because I'm like, maybe it just doesn't affect their life.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, but it's also part of me is just like my own curiosity that I'm like, oh, like, I know this, but then it's like, sometimes people say things and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's right, but I just don't say anything. So I'm like, all right.
So kind of like someone like putting like the good gas in their car when they doesn't need it.
No.
Like they're just always putting 95 in there and they only need 81.
See, but that's like inconsequential stuff. Like that doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Why do we need to?
Does a lot of this stuff affect you, Oscar?
Like
it affects my patience.
So that's a you problem.
It is. It really, I mean,
you gotta.
Not all the time. Sometimes there is stuff that like it actually. I wouldn't say directly affects me, but indirectly affects me. Like it, like it passively affects me. Like if something isn't done, and I'm like, it could also fall onto me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if a person knew how to do something, then I wouldn't trickle down to.
But that's you thinking about yourself still.
No, yeah, of course.
Because you're like, it's going to inconvenience me, therefore, I need to correct their behavior.
Yes.
So it doesn't fall on me and inconvenience me.
Yeah.
But like, what's the use of that?
Convenience, just
wanna
like I said, I can't think of an example. I probably sound like some freaking.
No. That's I think a lot of the mindset that most people operate in because it's like, I want this person to live a certain way, or like for example, let's say you have like elderly parents and you're like, oh, well, I want my elderly parents to change their diet or have this certain level of movement and exercise in the day. So as they age, it makes my life easier as a caretaker for them and improves their quality of life, But like the mindset of the elderly parent or something would be like, no, I just want to enjoy my final days, So like it does fall back on you as the caretaker, whatever their child, but yeah.
So just this last thought as we continue on this conversation. Did the camera die? Oh, that's okay. We'll just continue this conversation in the dark because it's Halloween.
Ooh.
But what I did think of an example. So it's when people make an overgeneralization statement.
Okay.
Like when it's like a very overgeneralized thing, and I'm like, I don't think it's that simple. Like I think there's still more to it. And I can give the example to I was talking to Tony about this. We talked about a lot of stuff on the way down. But we're in San Diego, by the way, guys. We're in Johnny's place. I don't know why I'm pointing at the camera. Camera's dead. Okay, we're in. Anyway, thank you for hosting, Johnny.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what I was talking about is I had a conversation with someone about like homelessness. And it's like, oh, like, do you agree? This was about politics, right? And it's like, do you agree about like how the government handles that? And I'm like, she basically was like, oh, like, would it solve if like we just gave money, and like, stuff like that. And I'm like, it's too complicated. Like there's so many factors in regards to that it's like, and this is an example of me being like, oh, why don't you know this? It was just like one of those things that's like, it's more complicated than people make it out to be sometimes, so.
Well, those are like multi-layer complex issues.
Yeah. So,
like I feel like if you're trying to have a conversation with someone about those complicated topics, then, if they're not educated or informed enough to have a productive conversation, there's no reason to have one. Yeah. Same goes for me. Like if I'm not well educated on or informed on something, I'm not going to have an opinion or like really try and, talk out of my neck about something that I don't.
So, and I think that's the frustrating thing is like when people say things and I'm like, I don't know, man, so, but yeah, that's just me. So, because people do that, like talking out of there.
I do it, but I think it's stupid. Like that's like
you're just like, I admit I'm foolish and I'm dumb.
Everybody has every right to disagree with me when I say things. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless you knew everything, like
And
that
then
curse that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's.
Then we can just call you God. At that point,
I wouldn't call that guy God.
You wouldn't call that guy
That
God.
guy's still walking around eating popcorn. All right.
Yeah, God doesn't eat popcorn.
But the question is, does he have a small penis?
I mean, if he's civilized, probably a little tiny one.
Yeah.
Little tiny pecker.
I don't know, man. That's the real question.
He would know. You'd have to ask him.
Hey, pull your pants down.
Is that how we do it? We just find the guy with the smallest dong, and then we're like, all right, this is the guy.
This is the man.
This is our shaman.
This is our next president right here.
Interesting.
What a way to
All right.
to conclude things.
That's really scary.
All
right.
Scary.
Anything else you guys want to add in the darkness?
Are aliens spooky enough for Halloween? Are they spooky? Is
They're
that
pretty spooky.
Probably. It's a
Alien
being.
abductions.
Yeah, that's true. That's right in line with they do all the stuff, right? They chop people up. They stick things in them. They kidnap them. That's all spooky Halloween stuff.
Oh, that just sounds like a serial killer.
Yeah. Imagine that. Something so grounded.
Interesting. Anything else? No?
Nope.
No. All right. Thank you guys for listening and partially watching. And all the people with micro penises out there, we love you. And stay civilized.
Stay civilized.
Yeah. And that is all. Bye-bye.